All right, guys, this is Mobile Gamer Nerd, and today we are here with another Raid Shadow Legends free-to-play mystery shard only run video. Today we're going to be looking at the Fire Knight's Castle, stage 1 through 25. We're going to try to do the quick version this time. I did try to do this one other time, and unfortunately the game froze up. It's being a little weird recently, so we're going to see what's going on. Basically, Fire Knight's Castle is pretty easy in the beginning. It's essentially you're just gonna beat them up and kind of push through it. So we're gonna show you this on stage one. Essentially, you can use pretty much any team you want. We're gonna remove these guys. All right. Let's just say you have the normal teams. We'll take him out. All right. We will bring in all of the starting five. So basically, just the heroes. We'll even bring in him. All right. We won't even bring in Kale, just because not everyone picks him. I know most people do, but sometimes they don't. All right, so we basically have the starting five. So we'll bring these guys in, and then we will also bring in Spirit Host. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to put her in the front just to give it a little more speed, but you can pretty much use any heroes you want in these fights. It's going to be easy. It's going to look easy now. Obviously, we have level 60 heroes. It's not like we're using anything that's like crazy here, but yeah, obviously we're a level 60 team against a level 7 enemy. So yeah, it's going to look fast. But essentially, you can just beat your way through it. Almost everyone on this team has a multi-hit. Uh, even Galek has a four-hitter on his A2, I believe it is, and everybody else is going to have at least one or two hits. You're probably even going to be able to kill the boss through the shield, and it's not going to matter what you do. He's not going to heal too much, so you can pretty much just do what you want. Obviously, it'll be a little bit harder. Now, as far as anything that you need to do here going further, even through stage fives, I mean, we're not going to make this video super long, so we're just going to jump to stage 10. All right, stage 10, this still kind of works. All right, you can still go through this and whoop this guy's butt with this team. As long as you're building your starting five in the beginning, you should not have any problems here. Okay, there should be not much of an issue. Uh, you might have to take time and walk away from this dungeon once in a while you're building your heroes. As long as you're following the initial starter quest that comes up in the game. It's basically a pass, and you get to essentially max out one of your starting heroes, which is whichever one you chose. All of them have multi hits in here. See, look at that, 4 hits. So all of them have multi hits that can do these fights. So don't get all like worried about whether or not you're choosing the right hero. All of them are good. I would probably say Aethel is the worst one of them of all of them, but Aethel can also has a 3-hitter on her A1, so she might actually even help you get through the shield a little bit easier than some of the other fights. But hey, like I said, either way, all four are going to work. You don't have to worry about it too much, at least up until this point, stage 10. All right, so we're going to get out of here. Now, stage 15, this is where things start to take a turn. At this point, you're going to be looking for specific things. All right, we're going to take everybody out. All right, they're all gone. Now, Apothecary is a reasonably good hero for this fight, simply because he can increase your defense and he can heal and speed up the team. He also has a 3-hitter on his A1. So he is a really good hero for this. Now, you can use pretty much anything you want. As long as they have 3-hit attacks, it's usually okay. The other thing you're looking for is a HP heal reduction, because that way when you're attacking him, it doesn't bother you so much. We're going to choose a team that we used before. Here we go. Fire Knight 17. So we're going to use this team. Reason being, we have a healer shielder, all right, which you don't need if your team is strong enough. All right. We've got Life Taker here who can do some heal reduction. She can do speed down. She can do a whole bunch of stuff. She's actually really good for these fights. We've got Armorer who can do turn meter drop, and we've got um, Crimson Slayer who can also do turn meter drop, and you've got her who can also do turn meter drop. Now, the AI on this setup, all right, just so you can see it, Fire Knight 17. Oops, where are we going here? Did I pass it? I don't even know. We're going to close this. There we go. Team setup. I was like, where the hell did it go? All right, Fire Knight 17. So basically, for Apothecary, there's nothing really here for auto. I don't really have much on the way of those guys. Now, Crimson Slayer, however, we want Flowing Sword to be number one priority all the time. All right, we want turn meter drop at all times. Now, Life Taker kind of has great skills no matter what. Diamond Body places a Veil buff on the champion and just reflect damage. Leg Bind is actually what you want. So what I would probably say is on round 3, don't use this. Just take that off. All right. Let her use her heal reduction and her three hitters all the time, just constantly using that skill. It doesn't matter if she does it during the main hits. Now, Armiger is going to use late to rest too much. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to take that off and we're going to do don't use. All right. So he's not going to use that attack, mainly because we want turn meter all the time. We just want him to drop turn meter, and that's really what he's there for. We don't really care about anything else. All right. So we're going to save that, go in here, and we are going to start. Now, once again, these are all level 60 heroes. They are strong. They do have reasonable gear. However, the good news here is that we have turn meter drops, we have AoE attacks, we have all kinds of stuff in here that we can use. Um, most of the AI changes you really only have to use in the final fight. You don't really need to use it. You could switch Apothecary to use his three hitter on the first round. That's something that is probably useful, mainly because he's going to be able to use his three hitter right away instead of healing or speeding up. Uh, you can conceivably turn off his heal on the third round, but we keep it on right now for the lower ends. When we start using better teams and better heroes, yeah, we might do that, and that would be fine. Because basically, we're going to switch over and use a complete turn meter drop team that is really good. And this time, we're going to actually pull out a hero to make the fight a little bit faster in the other team that we have. And you'll see why. Um, Realistically, there's only a few things you need for this fight. All right. One, you need to know that the Fire Knight heals. All right. So you want some kind of a heal reduction if you don't have turn meter drop. Even if you do have it, it might not be enough. So just, like I said, consider it. And then you want turn meter drop, obviously, because it's great to keep the boss down. Speed down is always going to be useful in this fight. It's going to be amazing because it'll stop him from getting that shield up quicker. And then you want heroes who can hit 2, 3 times, maybe even 4 times, whatever you got. So just look for those specific skills in one kit. So if you see someone who has maybe 4 hits, they might be useful in the beginning, but they might not be so useful later on because they don't have the other things in the kit that make this fight easier. See, now they all have reasonable attacks and reasonable skills. Valerie's just there to make sure we don't die. Like I said, I kept her there for now. There's the speed up. Boom, boom, boom. There you go. We got speed down, which is perfect for him. Now we just want the heal reduction. Unfortunately, he missed that skill and we missed that heal reduction. So we're gonna take a hit on this first round, which sucks, but whatever. Say he's gonna heal right back up, 50k HP, back to it. Now hopefully we can get a bunch of skills. If Apothecary uses his hit, there you go. All those multi hits are what's gonna get that shield down just quick. There you go. 3 hit on Apothecary, and now turn meter boost has worked. There's your heal reduction. He can't heal anymore. And then Flowing Sword missed, of course, but there you go. Armiger comes in to constantly drop turn meter. She has drop turn meter, as you just saw. So everybody can drop turn meter in here. And Armiger's there just to basically make sure it stays down. Now, this team can conceivably, with this AI setup, never let this guy get a turn once you get that shield down and everyone's moving forward, as long as your accuracy is reasonable and you don't miss. If you're missing, you need better accuracy. Accuracy is super important in this fight. All right. You need to be able to drop that turn meter. Look at that. Boom, boom, boom. I think Armiger is based on crit damage, so you just have to make sure he has a high crit rate as well. Otherwise, he won't be dropping turn meter every time. But look at this. He's not getting any turns. We just basically trivialize the fight by using heroes that can do the things we need to do. I told you, speed down and turn meter drop. That's always your best option. Now, this is a low end turn meter drop team. This is an easy investment team. You don't have to go too crazy. Uh, there you go. All done. Crimson Slayer is pretty easy to obtain. Valerie, you can farm. Armiger, you can farm. Life Taker is, she's great for this fight, but at the same time, you can pretty much use anyone you want that has turn meter drops or heal reduction. All right. Uh, After this, it starts to get a little hard. We're gonna jump because basically that team is reasonable. You're just gonna have to probably replace heroes going further down the road. Now, what we did in this fight, we're gonna go right to 25 because literally this team will work all the way through. All right, so team basically we're gonna go to Fire Knight 20. Now we're gonna take him out. All right, now you have a couple of options here. All right. Turn meter drop is really important here. I mean not Armiger. Your Carl has turn meter drop on his main hit. It also drops it 100% and it drops his speed. So you've got that. Visix has a turn meter drop on her A1. Syl has a turn meter drop on her A1, and then you got a 3 hitter on him. They hit twice, she hits twice. She can hit twice with her main hit. He hits 3 times. So really what you're going to want is somebody who can hit multiple times to get through that first wave. Now, there's a bunch of heroes that could do that. Um, there's no one in particular that I would say is needed for it. We did actually try this with Says, which is kind of funny because he drops turn meter just for attacking, which is even better. And he has a 3 hitter, which is nice. But pretty much any one of the heroes that have 3 hits, because this is like a basically a roulette spot. You don't really need to worry about it so much. Maybe in the first few times you do it. Another option for this would be someone like Mithrala, who can do attack up. The point here, though, is that her poisons are useless in this fight. All right, they're going to be completely useless, and they're going to probably slow down your wave clearing, just because she's going to petrify everyone. So you could conceivably bring in someone like Arix, someone like Cleo here to do more damage. I think these three here alone can basically handle the turn meter dropping if you set them up correctly. So basically, same thing with the AI. This is an AI fight. 1, 2, don't matter. Here you go. Axe of Winter is your first attack because it's a 2 hitter, so you want him to do more hits. Blizzard Rider is number 1, and we do not use the AoE on the final fight. It's not needed. Visix, same thing. We have all of her skills turned off except for Flange Mace. She's going to attack 2 times and drop turn meter every round. All right, so there you go. Round 2, round 1 don't matter. Syl, same thing. Go into round 3. She's going to open with Wingbeat Fury if it's available. We took off her Resurrect because we don't plan on dying, and then all she's going to do is turn meter drop after that, basically. Apothecary, same thing. Opener is his A1 is he's going to attack, and then he's only going to use Boon of Speed. He's never going to heal because the whole point here is we don't want the boss to get a turn. Says is whatever. He's kind of whatever you want to do. He attacks 1 time and places an increased attack buff on himself. He attacks 3 times here. He attacks all enemies and places a crit damage buff on himself. So you could leave it. It's not necessary. And then here he steals 15% of the turn meter from the enemy with the highest turn meter at the end of his turn. So basically every time, every single time, every turn he's using it. So this one we could conceivably just leave him alone. So we'll just save it like that. We're just going to bring it in and see how it goes. So start to finish. Now, Mithrala is obviously a really good hero for this team. Basically because she can put the shield up and she can stop enemies from doing things that you don't want them to do. We're really just banking on Syl, Visix, and Yakarl for basically just freezing everybody, stunning them, and provoking them so that no one can die. All right, no one should die in this fight. And then we've got Says, who's going to be basically increasing his turn meter. Now, the fight's going to be a little bit slower than normal just because we don't really have our arena buffs anymore. We essentially lost them all because we stopped playing the arena. So we are going to be a little bit weaker here. But you know what? A 16% increase in all your stats is probably something I should fix, right? It would actually be very nice to do that. I actually completely forgot about the arena on this account. We stopped doing it. I think my Mithrala was originally over 80k power. She's down to like 75 now. So yeah, we probably should work on that arena bonus. I think they should make it where your arena bonus stays when as soon as you get to it. That would be nice, right? It's like, oh, that's the highest you've ever gotten. Well, here's your bonus. Not, oh, I lose my bonus every week by not playing. But you know what? That's a separate issue and part of the reason why we have been moving on to other games. But yeah, as you can see, they're able to handle these fights. It's slow as piss because, like I said, we're not as strong as we normally are, and because we are essentially just focusing on using a team that can beat the boss. We don't really care so much about the waves. We just don't want the waves to be an issue. All right. Am I going to use this team to auto battle this fight? Probably not, unless you're leaving it overnight and you're only going to do what, 6 to 10 fights a night. I mean, an hour. So is it really worth farming this fight? Probably not. You're probably better off going down to 20 or something like that, or 16 if you're not doing too well. Um, but yeah, if there's other heroes you can do. Remember, you can replace them with other heroes. These are just heroes that everyone gets, so that everyone can do this. There's no one here that people will not be able to get eventually. Says is just an extra hero. Like I said, you can bring in any turn meter drop hero. You can bring in Mithrala. You can bring in Cleo. You can bring in Erix. You can bring in a damage dealer. Whoever you want to bring that can do the most damage quickly is probably your best bet. I think Cleo's probably my strongest damage dealer. So I would probably bring her if I had a choice outside of Says. We're only bringing Says because he can drop turn meter every round. And it's an auto. Now, technically, this could be a no hit fight. All right. It's possible. However, if you don't set it up right or something just goes wrong in the fight, you might get hit the first round. If that's the case, then you need to be able to stay alive. If you can do it before that happens, then you're okay. Basically, the hope here is that if Carl's going to use his two hitter, you're going to get the shield down or get it to like one shield left. And then your Carl's going to get his turn, drop the boss's turn meter to a crazy low level, and drop his speed. And then from that point forward, you no longer have to worry about the fight. You can literally go do something else. You can go to the playground if you want. I don't know anyone that would probably go to the playground, but you know what? I'm just saying. The long fight does suck, though. I'll give it that. But as you can see, we haven't gotten hit once yet, right? Not even once. See, sometimes it's not even just the hero you use. Sometimes it's the group of heroes that you use that can make these fights so much easier. And like I said, Sez is kind of one of those one-off heroes that's he just has he has a reasonable kit. Like I didn't think he was going to be that great, but he has a multi-hit attack and he has turn meter drop every round once you get him all set up. So like yeah, you basically just get a built-in attack and a built-in um, turn meter drop. It's actually kind of helpful when you're doing waves as well because say there's one hero that's constantly getting a lot of turn meter and everyone else is frozen or someone who's maybe high resist, that person will constantly have their turn meter dropped every time he gets a turn. So it kind of works out nicely. Cracking in the face. He's dead finally. So yeah, look, the waves are what's going to waste most of your time in this. Honestly, in this whole game, the waves are a waste of time. They're only there so that you have to waste your time figuring out how to beat waves before you get to the boss. Because then you have to find a team that can do the waves and the boss, and that's what makes it hard. Because you'll be like, "Oh, I got through the waves," and then you get to the boss, and you have the worst team ever for it, and he constantly heals, and you can't ever beat him. And then the other option is you just get your ass beat because you're using single target damage dealers who hit 3 times and then the waves take forever. So it's like you're kind of at a loss, which is why this team works so well. They do have a nice mix of AoE and single target, and they have an amazing set of crowd control skills. No one gets hit. I think there was one time we did this and somebody got a turn off, and I think they were provoked and they hit Visix once. I think that's happened before. But this is where also, like I said, Mithral is a little rough though because she petrifies everyone and they take a ton of less damage. But either way, it's working. The whole point of this team is really just not worrying about it. Like you don't have to worry about heals. If you have somebody who can speed up the team who doesn't heal, that could work too. Because like I said, you don't need heals for this run. You don't need heals at all for this team. Zero heals are needed. Like I said, he's just there to speed me up. So if you have somebody who can do a turn meter boost or speed that can do some crazy, damage, or a poison exploder would be nice in here. Someone like Dark Kale or Taya, that would be great for this fight because she can explode the poisons and make the fight go much faster. Which is actually someone I would consider bringing in here. So here you go. So now we just have to get that shield down. We might mess it up. Okay, got 2 hits. Hopefully we get Apothecary. Nope, speed up. All right, they might have missed it. Turn meter drop. There you go. Oh, it's going to be tough. Oh, there you go. 1, 2, turn meter drop, and boom, there you go. As soon as he gets that off, you should be okay. So from this point forward, as long as everybody doesn't miss, we should never get a turn on this guy. We'll see in about 2 seconds. Eventually, he'll get it down lower. See, drop. All right, and as soon as your Carl uses his other one, as long as he can get to his using his hit again, we're good. Because he's going to drop it even lower. There you go. Boom, done. So that's it. No more fight. You never have to worry about this boss again. Now, just remember that speed is important to this fight. You're going to want to make sure that your team is faster than this boss. All right. My apothecary at this point is the fastest one. He is what is he? 297 speed. Everyone else is actually not nowhere near as fast as you might think. Syl is still, I think, sitting pretty at 180. She has the worst speed in the world. Your Carl's pretty high. I think he's around 230, 240. We'll take a check at the end. Visix, I don't think I've re-geared in a while, so she can't be that fast. I can't even imagine that she would be that fast. And Says is actually probably faster than everyone because I built him after when I learned how to, build heroes. Now, do I need to show this whole fight? Probably not. Literally, you're just gonna watch and see this guy die over time. I don't think we really need to sit here and waste the whole time. So we'll just let it run for a few so you can kind of see just how it works. Now, are there other combinations of teams that you can use for this? Yes, there's plenty of combinations of this team. Um, like I said, you can use Mithrala, we can use Cleo, we can use who else? Who's the other ones? Now, I would say probably someone with turn meter. Armiger could work here. He's fine. Uh, Says kind of helped us with that 15% drop turn meter. So I think that might be the main reason we actually didn't get hit with that shield. So I think that's good. But if you can get somebody who can do what he does, that's great. But anyone who can keep your team alive, even if they have to take that first hit, it's fine. It's not the end of the world. Just make sure that's why Women's Thrall would be good because you can put the shield up and give you ally protection and make it so you don't get killed on that first hit. And then after that, they can control the turn meter without Says. All right. The other three heroes are more than adequate enough to do it as long as your accuracy is reasonable and your Carl is built like a beast. So yeah, we'll get to halfway. Like I said, we're already at 9 minutes, and the boss is going to take a while because we're weaker than we were. But we're not going to watch this whole thing. But now you can see how the idea works, and at least you have an option. All right, you have an option that constantly works, and you don't have to worry about them. You don't have to like, oh, they're going to make it. Like no, as long as they get through that first fight, that first round, you can make it work. You're good. It's good to go. Turn meter is the most effective and easy way to beat the Fire Knight without having to have heal reduction and poisons and like literally just turn meter. Just and then you can bring in your strongest hero, any hero that can do the most damage. All right. Like I said, I would bring Taya probably, but she took a while to get. Or Dark Kale. He takes a little while to get also, but not as much as the other guys. All right, so let's get out of here. You can definitely actually, you know what? Yeah, no, what? Screw it. Screw it, guys. We need a thumbnail. We're gonna let them win. They went this far. We'll just let it go. I changed my mind. I'm like, I want you guys to actually see the damage outputs on everybody anyway. It's nice to have those things. And like I said, this is actually the quickest part of the fight. It's not even like it's that long versus the waves. The waves are the biggest waste of time. And eventually I'll start doing videos with maybe we'll do some video editing eventually where you don't have to watch that crap, but you know what? It's good that you got to see that you never get hit. All right. It's not like it's a one-time deal. Like they were going for what? 6, 7 minutes, and not once did we take a smack to the face. They just kept going. Look at that, boom. Yeah, his turn meter drop thing is pretty cool. I actually really like it. When we first got Says, I was like, I'm like, I don't know how I feel about it. Now that I know that he has that constant turn meter drop, I would use him for a lot more stuff, and he's much more useful than I thought. He's a little greedy. Like he increases his own crit damage. Like he doesn't really help anyone. If he had an AoE crit damage for everybody, that would be nice. There we go. We got the end. The end is in sight. I just want to be able to get the photo of the win so you guys can have it. It'll be cute. I also don't want to do go too slow because I don't want the game to freeze up again. It looks like it's already a little laggy, so hopefully it doesn't do anything that I don't like. We only have a few seconds left on this fight, so I don't know if it's the game. I think it's the game because all my other stuff works just fine. Apparently, maybe it's just today that's going a little slow and laggy. Doink, doink. Oh, there you go. That slowdown. Maybe it just doesn't like Fire Knight. That could be it too. All right, they got it. Boom, dead. Reaper, take the reward. All right, let's do a screenshot on this. Oh, we didn't get the screenshot. Oh well. All right, but yeah, let's get out of here. Go back in and just look at everybody real quick so we can see what they're all about. So we're not going to do a full dive in. Every single hero here has a build guide that you can look at on my champion spotlight videos. So there's no reason to go too crazy. I just want you to see their powers. So 66 total stats right there. Like I said, his speed is what? 228. So he's not even that high. So 228 crit damage, 224. Um, He's in all perception type stuff. Basically, you want accuracy and crit damage on him, just as much accuracy as you possibly can. He's at what 274, so that's pretty good. Visix, same thing, just gets as much accuracy you can get. She's in a deflection set that I literally don't even use anymore. Look, her speed is 167, and she still did it. So, yeah, this is why having uh, a person like Apothecary on your team who can speed you up makes it so you don't even care if you have that stuff. Same thing, Relentless here. Look at that, 178. She's not even 180. All right. Terrible, terrible speed on all of these heroes. So Taya would be another option. She does explosions for poisons. Awesome hero. Lich is another option if you want turn meter drop. Uh, Bloodfeather is another option. She's not. She's kind of weak, so you probably will have to resurrect her a couple times, but in the waves if she gets hit. But yeah, just on an off chance. But she does work as well, so that is an option if you want to. Someone like Dark Kale could work for the poisons to make it speed up a little bit so you don't have the slowest fight in the world. Someone like Archmage Helmet could help with getting through waves if you're having trouble and you don't have some of the other heroes. He's really good at crowd control. He could basically take the place of Syl in that sense. I'm trying to think who else I would say would be good for this. Obviously, Apothecary. There you go. Total stats. See, he's got 297 speed. So he's the fastest one because we want him constantly speeding everyone else up. And that's all that matters. So literally just speed. Whatever speed gear you got, put it on him. Valerie's in here. She's in a bolster set. She's got reasonable attack, 199 speed, a lot of HP. That's it. She's not really anything, crazy there. Another hero that could be useful in here might be Bowsmith. He does do speed down and some other stuff, but I probably wouldn't use him for this. It's not really the best option. As far as poison teams, you could bring in Petrifia, Kale, Frozen Banshee, Grave Chill. They all work for poisoning if you want to do in the early stages, if you want to poison the crap out of the boss and get some extra hits. They have a lot of really good extra hits that you can use to poison the boss. We actually did a couple videos where you just literally poison the crap out of them. Up to stage 15. It could work past that, but up to 15 is basically where it works, where you just bring in all poisoners. And so basically Petrify, Crimson Slayer, not Crimson Slayer, Petrify, Grave Chill, Frozen Banshee, and Kale. You can literally just wipe the floor with the boss because he can't heal past all the poisons they put up. But there's Kale. See, I mean, like I said, he's not even that fast. He's got 188 speed, so even he is not super fast, which is crazy. Soulbond was also someone we used early on. She can also fully deplete a turn meter, so she's really good for this kind of fight. The only problem is she falls off because she doesn't have any double hits. Life Taker, awesome hero. Look at that. We just got a kind of mix mosh. Her accuracy is 324, which is why we did that. We want her to have as much accuracy as possible so she lands all those debuffs that we want. Her total stats, if you want to look, yeah, her speed is 211, accuracy is 324, 43,000 HP, attack is 33. So yeah, she's pretty cool. I'm actually surprised we didn't do a lot of Fire Knight with her recently. Crimson Slayer is really good. We haven't changed her gear since the beginning of the game. She's in Lifesteal. Her speed's probably trash. Yeah, 159 speed. This is literally my original build on her. So you're literally getting a version of her that is reasonable comparative to where you probably will be. And I think that's it for everyone. Armiger, just in case you decide to use him, we have him in regen just because it was what we wanted. His power is not even that strong. He's only 36,000 power. You can make a way better one. His speed is trash, 186. What is this? Crit damage. Yeah, he has garbage speed, but his accuracy is 300. So yeah, we definitely have a lot of accuracy on him just to make sure he hits things. But otherwise, yeah, it's Fire Knight can be daunting. It can be, but once you have the right heroes and you have built the correct heroes, it pretty much trivializes everything that that boss has. Now in hard mode that changes and things get a lot more crazy, but for normal mode, yeah, he's definitely not too crazy and he was one of the few that I actually was surprised we beat earlier on than I actually anticipated. I thought it was going to be the hardest battle that we were going to be fighting outside of Spider, and it ended up being not that when we figured out that turn meter is our best friend in literally almost every boss in this game. All right, so yeah, if you have any questions, things you want to talk about, things you want to discuss, feel free to leave a comment below. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. You help the channel grow. We do a live show every single week, and if you're interested, you become a member for $1.99 a month, basically giving you access to all my videos as soon as I post them. It also gives you a free video every week that has no commercials and it gives you emojis and my undying and unyielding affection. Thank you for supporting the channel. All right, so this is the quick guide to Fire Knight Normal, stage 1 through 25, and the cutest little guy in armor you've ever seen. This is Mobile Gamer Nerd, and you guys Take care.